Yo, what's going on YouTube? It's your boy Otaku Heaven coming at you with another anime episode review. Today I'll be reviewing Phantasy Star Online 2, the anime adaptation, episode 11. Now, this episode starts off with pretty much, they say Rina Senpai has been kidnapped just like, on the last episode. And the arcs are basically planning on just, letting Rina get taken over and then killing her because the likelihood of saving Rena is very slim, and it's most likely not going to happen. They would have to sacrifice far more soldiers than they would need to just to save Rena. Itsuki gets pretty pissed off about this. They told Itsuki he doesn't have any control over it, so he has to go back to Earth. And basically, while he's on Earth, Koa finds out, or Kota, however you want to say it, Kota finds out, and basically he's like, it's not too bad. He's really worried about Itsuki at this point, so he winds up joining in a dual boss raid later on. It's what I call a dual boss raid. They took about 10 guys in and they killed the first boss, and then Dark Falls appeared. So this is the last and final raid that's going to happen in the Phantasy Star Online 2 series, I believe. So Rena's basically about to become Dark Falls. Dark Falls is using her body as a basically a way to use his powers and everything against the arcs. And it's proving very difficult for Itsuki and his friends because they need so many people just to kill his underling. Apparently, the underling came from the underground and the mine. Basically, when they dug up the mine, they pulled up his apprentice, the first guy under Dark Falls, and that's the first guy they were attacking. It took a joint assault from everybody just to give Itsuki an opening to attack the apprentice of Dark Falls in order to kill him. And then after he died, the Earth split apart, and Itsuki and Aika basically got trapped on the other side in order to fight Dark Falls alone. They're basically saying we all agree to him. Like, not we all agree to him. We all are looking for him to, go ahead and kill the Dark Falls. Him and Aika. Basically, Koda in this scenario, he doesn't have a tight lip or anything. He basically told everybody what was going down. He told Kanoe-san, and she actually appeared too. That's the other girl that's extremely interested in Rina Senpai. And basically, every everybody that showed up there was basically telling Itsuki to go ahead and confess to Rina, but Itsuki's like, there's no way. I mean, he didn't really say that he didn't love her, but he didn't lean towards it anyway. So we'll probably get that next episode as well as the conclusion with the defeat of Dark Falls and Rina coming back to life. It'll leave to a good part if they save Rina and then he confesses to Rina right there or shortly after at the very end of the episode, like on the school rooftop or something. That's very cliche, but that's most likely the way it's going to happen. The arcs will celebrate because they beat everyone, and Coda and them can just go back to playing PSO like normal, because even though the Darkers aren't invading or risking invading Earth anymore, they'll still be there to play the game. But anyway, we left off with Itsuki and Aika basically facing off the Dark Falls. The Dark Falls descends from the sky, and he's just peering over him like he's far greater than anybody over there. And nobody on the other side can pretty much help him unless later on they get warped in. It's almost like if you've ever played an MMORPG, you have one or two people rush in, and within about 10 seconds, the gate closes. So if you're not on the other side of that gate, you get locked out. And that's what happened to all them people. They pretty much got locked out. One thing that was pretty cool in the episode, we seen a joint attack between Kanoe-san and Aika's summon minions. So basically, they pulled off a great deal of distraction with that, with Aika summon minion basically slashing all the way across the screen, and then Kanoe-san just, jumping in with almost like these chain railgun type things. He like threw it's like a whip, but the whip continuously extends. Except instead of actual whip on the end, that's pretty much like a photon beam. So that's the way I looked at it anyway. It looks pretty cool. I thought the joint attack, because we haven't seen a joint attack really before, not with both of them working together like that. So we've seen someone try to go in and distract somebody else, so somebody else can basically run in and try to get the last hit. But this is the first time we've actually seen a joint attack, and that was really interesting. And one thing I was kind of upset about is they put the little information about the mining camp just in the little section, that splits you from the commercials. They didn't put it and tell anybody about it, so you had to stop and read if you wanted to know where Dark Falls' minion comes from. And that was a bit weird to me because that was such a major aspect. If that actually was Dark Falls' main minion, with this anime only being like 12 episodes, I would have to assume that that's Dark Falls' apprentice. So that's a very major part. They just didn't give us anything on, which was really weird. But it's gonna be really cool to see the final battle between Itsuki and Aika and Dark Falls because it's gonna be a full episode. So they're gonna have to pretty much do something extremely cool with this, unless they just take 12 minutes to fight out the battle, have some talking into it, fill it up, and then you know repair everything in the school. Pretty much everybody wondering where Rena went, telling everybody what was going on. Like a false lie, obviously they're not going to tell them, hey, the world was about to be invaded and we saved your life. That would be kind of cocky and very unbelievable to a person that would not know anything about the actual invasion. But that's probably what's going to happen. And then at the end, on a school rooftop, I'm assuming that Itsuki's gonna confess to Aika, or vice, or not Aika, to Rina, or Rina will confess to Itsuki. Either way, that's probably going to happen. It's either going to happen right after Dark Falls is defeated or on a school rooftop by the end of the show. But anyway, that's all, guys. I'm going to give this episode a 9 out of 10 because it was pretty good. I mean, we had everyone come together. We had a clarification that everybody thought that Itsuki actually did like Rina over Aika. Aika didn't really say anything bad against it or anything good against it. That'll come out later on, maybe, hopefully in the next episode at least. But she is pretty much like an NPC, so I mean it'll be kind of hard to maintain that type of relationship. But yeah, that's all, guys. 9 out of 10. Peace.